Hello, all. Good morning, and I'm glad to meet you all. Welcome to my class. This is Priyadarshini, and I'm from Xeligent. Good morning, Maitri. Good morning, Kirtishri. Yes, let the students come in, and till that, I can interact with you with a few people available. Can I just know if I'm audible to you, and if you could see the screen that I display? So please let me know if you have any issues with the screen display. Let me know if you have. Yes, Kirtishri, thank you so much. I hope all of you can hear me. And I could see people coming in. Good morning, all of you, and welcome to my class. This is Priyadarshini, and I'm from Xeligent, and I'm here for you to take the rest of the classes on English grammar, verbal ability for the placements. Give me 1 minute. I'll just check with the resolution. Abhay, can people? Yes, yes, yes. Yeah. Yes, welcome back to my session on verbal ability. This is Priyadarshini. For the people who are coming in newly, this is Priyadarshini, and I'm from Xeligent. And I'm here to take up you or for the rest of the classes on English grammar and verbal ability. Okay, so I'm new to you as far as the placement classes are concerned. Yes, as the schedules can has been changed. Let me speak about myself. This is Priya, and yeah, so I have been into this training for more than 3 years, and then yeah, I love interacting with the students, and because they give me so much of confidence, and then yeah, they keep me going, they keep me live actually. So even this session, I would want all of you to interact so that we can have a beautiful morning this day. As for as the morning is concerned, it's just 10, and then yeah. I hope you all had breakfast, and then we are going to have a great week and this time as it's a festive month. We're like we feel blessed always in order to have these festive times that too with our family. We are spending it happily. So I would I would like to ensure if all of you can hear me and can see the screen which I display. So please let me know for any discrepancies so that I can change. So as of now, I could see students coming in, and then yeah, yeah. Thank you, thank you. I think I'm audible to all. Yes. Yeah, so good morning. Yeah, are you bored of saying good morning to all? Yes, do you know how, you can start a day, you can start a happy day, and you can spread positive vibes to anyone that they are feeling bored in these tough times? Yes, I need to change this good morning phrase. How can I reframe it in order to give a happy vibe to someone else? Yes, so I'm here to just share with you the different phrases that you can use instead of good morning. You can say happy morning to your mom or dad, and you can tell happy morning sunshine or just good morning dewdrops. Yeah, these are the different phrases that we can use to make our day, as well as the people who you tell their day, to turn into a positive day. If you for example Monday, like when you start a class, or when you're ready to face the Monday. I know it's sad to start Monday after a long enjoyable Saturday Sunday weekend. It's actually tough to start Monday. Yes, at that time, how do I wish good morning? Good morning, it's a miracle Monday. Yeah, so that particular small message to someone else in home or your friend circle, it can actually create an impact for them for the rest of the day. Believe me, it's actually true. You would experience a bit like warm, blissful day approaching you if you start a day positively. So yeah, actually you can believe this as true because in a book quoted in a book named "Who Will Cry When You Die," the author describes the first 20 minutes of every day morning. The first 20 minutes he described as platinum 20. Yeah, I know. I hope all of you know about how expensive platinum is. So do you know? Yes. So this is how we actually start a day. If we start a day with a actually a positive thought and one single change in thought, even though you have no reason to smile, or you situation is so bad, the first 20 minutes has an impactful and influencing the rest of the day. Okay. So try this out from tomorrow, and yeah, you'll actually feel a change. Yes, I think it's Robin. I'm not sure, but the book name is "Who Will Cry When You Die." It's an awesome book. It's a like this like self-portraying, self-confident book. Okay, so I hope all of you should have the inculcating habit of reading books and newspapers in order to improve speaking of English. Okay, I'm glad to meet you all, my new students. Yes, happy to meet you all, Hidden, Varshita, Usha, Sri Gauda, Parikshit, Megha, Hariharan. Thanks for wishing me good morning. You have been wonderful. Yeah. So before going into the actual session, I would wanted you to be ready with the answer, the final session. Like, have you ever been laughed at, or have you ever been humiliated at the way you pronounce words, like the way of your pronunciation? Have you ever been laughed at by people around you? Yeah, I hope few of you might have come across this. I will just hear two answers, which is yes or no. Be ready with your answers. And the last 5 minutes, we'll be discussing something interesting on this particular topic, pronunciation. Okay, so keep in mind, I just want you to answer for the question: have you been laughed at or humiliated by the people by the way for the way you pronounce words, like at the way of your pronunciation? Okay, so be ready with the answers, yes or no. At the end of the session, we'll discuss about this. Okay, so also I have a little announcement. I think I can talk about it when actually a lot of people coming in. Okay, so I could see many people are coming in right now. So once the strength is full, I can make that announcement for you, given by the management. Yeah. So yeah, I think you have almost crossed two topics, completed two topics in English already, and here we are going to do a third interesting topic, which is on parts of speech. So before this, I would want you to understand, why are we going to learn parts of speech? Okay, so why should I learn parts of speech in this particular second year of college? Yeah, right from fifth I was learning, so that's almost enough for me. No, so whenever you learn to try to learn something new, you have to be like with an empty mind, and so that the new information can actually go into the mind. Okay, like you say, there is one story called a monk and a businessman. A businessman was very tiring and then was very frustrating of his work. He left all his works and then he went to meet a went to meet a monk, and then he asked, please teach me Zen. That's a thought of Buddhist learning actually. So he was actually approaching the monk, please teach me Zen. And then he told, yeah, so why do you want to learn Zen? And the businessman answered, yeah, I came here from all the way to London. I was a famous professor in there at Hertfordshire University, and 2 to 3 colleges are were under my control. I know meditation already. I actually know the disciplines and practices of Zen. Could you please teach me Zen? This is what he approached the monk. The monk answered, yes, could we please have a cup of tea and then we shall continue. Yeah. So he was also going for a cup of tea, and the monk was pouring a tea from the teapot into the cup. He was pouring, pouring, pouring. Since it reached the limit and then it was overflowing. Okay, it reached the ground level, it has reached the table. So the businessman shouted at him, what are you doing, master? It has already been overflown. Are you aware the levels are reached and it reached the ground level? Yes, this is how you are. Whenever you try to learn something new, you should actually empty your cup. Otherwise, if you are already full, you will be overflowing. So this is one the message that I actually wanted to tell you. Parts of speech is the topic that we are trying to learn from the school days. Of course, we're all sure about what is what. But in order to approach the placement, in order to approach the grammatical like competitive examinations or GRE, TOEFL, like whatever you take, the basic structure of the sentence you should be very clear of. Even while we speak, the grammatical errors we can easily identify if we know what is that to be placed, which words. Yeah. So if we know the proper structure of the sentence and then how it has to be organized, we can actually be clear of the errors. Yeah. So this is how we are approaching to the next topic, which is parts of speech. Yes, as you could see, there are 8 different parts of speech, and I hope all of you were coming across this. Yes, but the thing is, we are going to see this narrowing down. Okay, we already knew what is what, but the thing is, the confusing sentences, the exceptional cases, and the rules to set, and the types of those subcategories. Okay, so if we keep in mind narrowing down all those categories, and then yes, I'm sure you would be enough to knowledgeable enough to clear the puzzles. Okay, so taking for competitive examinations, you might be asked in the question format for the parts of speech in the format of either MCQs or in a format of passage. And moving forward, we will also solve so many interesting puzzles, so that you'll be make sure that you're ready to solve complex puzzles. Yeah, we'll also increase the levels and we'll see how it goes on. Yeah, I'm as excited as you to start the class. And then, are you ready? Yes, good to go. So if you have any issues with the audio or the display, please let me know so I can change. Okay, so here there are 8 different parts of speech, as you could see: naming, noun, pronoun, adjective, verb, adverb, preposition, conjunction, and interjection. Okay, So we'll move on to one by one. First, let us actually look into noun. So oh my god, there are 7 different types. No need to be panicked, or no need to be scared by saying the types, okay? We are not going to answer the questions based on what type it is, and I have to convert this type to this type. No need to worry about that. You just have, for your understanding, you have to know about these types in such a way that you can easily identify a noun if it's in a passage, okay? When it comes to a sentence, it is actually easy to identify a noun. Yeah, because it plays a major role in the sentence, okay? It's actually the subject, okay? So when it comes to a passage, there are so many confusions may be arising for us when words are put together. Yeah, maybe there is a confusion to choose a noun. In that particular case, if you are very sure about what are all the types available in the noun, we can easily crack it down. Yeah, for selecting noun. Okay, so upon the nature and the function, as you could see, they have categorized these nouns into 7 different types. And moving on, what is the noun actually? Yeah, good question. Yeah, noun is something, a subject, which is the doer of the actual sentence. Okay, the performer of the sentence is actually the noun. Okay, that's the main frame, or it plays an integral role for the sentence. For the sentence to be complete, it should actually start with a noun. Okay, there may be many more sentences which actually starts with a verb or any other part of speech, but you see most of the sentences starts with noun, which is the doer of the verb. Okay, so this person is performing this particular action. So we'll take it two at a time, okay, so that we can learn and we can make our learning by differentiating and confusions arising between two categories. Okay, so we'll take it two at a time. We'll take it first, we'll take it proper noun and common noun. Okay, so what's a proper noun? I hope all of you are sure with this, which is proper noun denotes a particular person, place, or thing. It always begins with a capital letter. These are the things that we should note. The definitions, you no need to worry about definitions. You just have to understand what are all the cases. You just have to understand what are all the examples. Okay, just have a look at it. These examples. Taj Mahal is a wonderful palace. George climbed the mountain. When you are so specific about speaking of the noun, when you're so specific about the subject, okay, so in common you can tell IPL teams or just a team, okay, but taking it RCB, CSK, MI is so specific, okay, you're talking about a particular team, so I can name them as proper noun. Can I? Yes. So I can name a particular Zivang, Chuki, Monisha, Harshit Gowda, Meghana. These people are proper noun because I'm specifically mentioning about a person. Okay. Suppose if I tell about a second year student of Malnod College of Engineering. Yeah. College name is a proper noun though, but a second year student is a common. Okay. There are so many second year students and I'm specifically mentioning a particular name called as Monisha Harshit. That becomes a proper noun for me. Okay. So welcome you all again to my session. So many people are coming up now. So I thought of wishing them. Yeah. Moving forward, the exact opposite of proper, you would now understand why we take two at a time, and then when you just differentiate it and learn, it would be easier and we can also move it fast. Okay, as there are so many types, you no need to worry about this. We'll have so many interactions and activities in the middle of the session, and yeah, I would want you to no, there is a small announcement given by the management of Malnod College of Engineering. So, the most interactive student of the each class will be selected, and then the name will be announced at the end of the class, and they will be eligible to participate in the free mock interview conducted by your management. This is a small announcement I would like to give you. So please announce your friends as well who have not yet come in. I'll repeat. After each class, the most interactive student will be selected and the name will be announced, and they are eligible and they will be selected to participate in, to take up a free mock interview by the management. Good morning. Yeah. So moving on to common noun. I will again repeat when the strength increases, so that no need to worry about the other students are not hearing this announcement. I'll keep repeating, okay? So moving on to common noun. It's a name given in common to every person. As I told, when you particularly denote a particular person, that becomes a proper, and when you denote students, yeah, that becomes a common noun for me. So here you can take an example of dog is a faithful animal, a city is always crowded. Dog and city will be a common noun because you're not specific about the city and you're not specific about the dog. If I say animals, that will also be a common noun, okay? Okay, so how are we going to solve the questions? I can explain. This is how we can approach to solve the questions. We'll be heading to level 1, level 2, level 3 and level 4 and so on. Okay. So when I actually complete every type of nouns, I have a complex level for you in order to train you well. Okay. So very first, approaching the very first category, which is the basic level, you can just choose what is a proper noun and what is a common noun here. And what we are going to do is, you're going to tell me the answers and I'll just take my highlighter. Okay. So I'll just highlight a proper noun. For example, take for example the first line, Newton discovered the law of gravity. Okay. When it comes to a sentence, actually we may get a lot of confusions like what is verb, what is noun. So this is the first level that we can try to solve. For example, if I take the first one, I'm highlighting the proper noun with the underline, and if it's a common noun, I'll just strike it through. Okay, so this will be the difference that can be shown to you. Can you please tell me what is the proper noun here? Yeah, I'll help you out for this. Since it's a name, I can name this as Newton as proper noun. Okay, and for your information, if it's a common noun, in order to help you out, I will highlight like this. Okay, if it's a common noun, I'll highlight with yellow, and then if it's a proper noun, I'll just underline it. So you're going to tell me, you're going to help me for the second, from the second sentence. Could you please tell me what's the proper noun and what is the common noun quickly, so that I can highlight it as well? So we will be solving these questions in this approach. Okay, so if you could answer me via the commands, I can easily highlight. Good morning, all of you. I think you can hear me well. Yeah. I'm waiting for the answers from your side. So if you can quickly tell me out what are all the proper nouns and then common nouns out of this sentence, I can highlight this as well in my note. Yeah. So moving on to the second sentence, can anyone tell me, is there a proper noun here? Because already, for your information, I have highlighted victory as a common noun. Okay. Santosh is congratulated on his victory. Okay. If you see victory, the The sentence relies on the person who is the doer, like Santosh. Okay, congratulated on what? Okay, noun always answers the question what and who. Okay, Santosh is congratulated on his victory, so that becomes a noun for me. And talking about a victory, it's a common noun. Okay, and Santosh, it's as I'm calling that a specific name, I can highlight this as proper noun. Okay, so likewise, can you help me out for the third sentence? Is there a proper noun and is there a common noun in this? Could you please help me by answering via the command so that I can change? Okay, so as I did not receive any response from you all, I would want you to participate in this interaction session because I'm responsible for the interaction as well. If you could interact well, one student among you all will be selected from the class and then they are eligible to participate in pre-mock interview conducted by the management. And yes, good morning. I could see many people coming in. Yes. So, so moving on to third one. Yes, Maitri, thank you for answering. Kudos to Maitri. Okay. So Tokyo, why do I call this as proper noun? Because I'm specifically talking about a city. So I'll underline this as proper noun. Yeah. So next, most popular city in the world. What are all the common nouns I have here? Okay, I'll help you out. City will be the common noun. And world will also be the common noun. And I hope you have got the answers now. Okay, when you're specific about, so in a single line you have all the nouns here, proper nouns and the common nouns. So now you could actually differentiate between these two when you're specific about something and then when you're commonly describing about city and world. Okay, good morning all of you. Yeah, so moving on to the fourth one, she plucked some flowers from the garden. Okay, so moving on to these kind of sentences, you no need to worry about the next rest part of the sentence, which is verb and other parts of speech. You can just identify a proper noun is there, a common noun is there, because step by step we can move on. We'll increase our levels to solving questions and then we'll be able to solve all of them at a one. Okay, so moving on to the fourth question, you will now know how to identify a proper noun and common noun. Can anyone please tell what is the proper noun or is there any common nouns in the question number 4? Because this could be a little bit confusing. Maybe I wanted to hear answer from you. She, common noun, plucked some flowers from the garden. Flowers, yeah. Thank you, Sinchana. So I'll thank you, Monisha, for trying to answer. As you say, I can easily answer now. Yeah. So as you said, flowers will be the common noun. Yes, it's correct. And yes, good. Garden is also a common noun. And Please don't be confused with she, because she is not a common noun, she is not a proper noun. Okay, moving forward, that will be a pronoun. Yeah. And yeah, after finishing these noun categories, I'll tell you how to identify the pronoun. She plucked some flowers from the garden. There are only two common nouns in this sentence, as you all said. It's correct. And I appreciate you for the efforts that has been put in answering the questions. Thank you all for the efforts. Flowers and garden will be the common noun here. And yes, moving on to the fifth question. Elephant is the biggest animal on land. Yes. So we are talking about elephant and the biggest animal on land. Could you please tell me the answers for the fifth? Elephant is the biggest animal on land. I understand again, it's a bit confusing. So, animal and land is a common noun because elephant is the biggest animal. You're talking about what are all the subjects are involved in the sentence and whom are all you're talking about in the sentence. So, this particular answer will be a noun. Okay, what are you talking about? Who are you talking about? Okay, so these answers will be a noun. And one more thing, elephant. Elephant is also a common noun. Okay, there are so many elephants, and I'm not describing something specific about elephant. So here, this will also be a common noun. So there are three different common nouns here: elephant, animal, and land. Okay, so here, biggest animal on land. Okay, so the noun is something that actually relies on the doer and subject of the sentence. Okay, so this way you can easily identify what is a proper noun and what is a common noun. And now I think you have got some idea of how to identify. Moving forward for the sixth question, which is George bought a bat. Okay, so could you please tell me? Please don't get confusion with object. Okay, object will never be a noun. And here you could see George bought a bat. Bat is the object. Okay, she bought me a cake. She bought me a mobile. Okay, she purchased a sari. Sari cannot be a noun, mobile cannot be a noun. They're all the objects. Okay, George bought a bat. So here George will not be a common noun, instead it should be a specific which is proper noun. Okay, so I'll give a strike through for proper noun. Moving forward, the Portuguese are the first to reach India. So can you please tell me what are all the proper nouns here and what are all the common nouns here? Can I please hear it from you? Good. George is a proper noun. Yes, thank you, Maitri. Moving forward for the seventh one, the Portuguese are the first to reach India. Good. So this, the Portuguese and India, what should it be? Isn't it common or proper? Now it's your time to answer. Be ready with your answers for 7, 8, 9 and 10. I'll take in 1 minute of break from you all. Please answer 7, 8, 9 and 10. Be ready with your answers. Okay. So you can have a look at it. You can just differentiate. You can just underline or highlight what are all the proper noun and what are all the common noun out here. I'll be right back. Yes, I'm right back. And are you ready with the answers from 7 to 10? Could you please answer me? The Portuguese and India, I think it might be little challenging for you to identify um, like number of nouns in a sentence. Okay, so moving forward we will actually look into all those types, then you will get an idea of what are all the nouns and how can you actually separate it from the other parts of speech that is actually confusing. Okay, so here I'm sorry to say the George bought a bat. Bat will also be a noun. Okay, so please correct it. Bat will be a common noun here. I missed it. So please mark this as common noun. Okay. So moving to Portuguese, India. Yes. Will that be a proper noun or common noun? Could you please tell me? Good. Good, Likit. Portuguese and India is proper noun because you're specifically talking about a particular country. And yeah, all the things in the world are made up of atoms. Okay, don't confuse with all the things in the world. So just look in all the things in the world. Okay, what are made up of atoms? Okay, you could just have this clearance of noun. What are made up of atoms? World. Okay, so I can make this as common noun. Okay, and then Newton, yeah, Newton is a proper noun. Yes, thank you, Kirti Shri. Thank you, Likit, for participating here. And then atoms, okay, world and atoms will be a common noun only. So as Likit said, Portuguese and India will be proper noun. Okay, you're specific about a country or the first to reach India. My spectacles are broken by Mary. Okay, so Mary, I can easily decide this is proper noun because it's describing a specific person. My spectacles are broken by Mary. Spectacles would be a common noun, yes. I can help you out as this is the first exercise. So moving forward, we'll be having an interaction for the rest of the types, okay? So, and here now question number 8, all the things in the world are made up of atoms. Don't confuse with all the things. It's like adjunct part of the sentence, additional information, all the things in the world. The actual sentence is complete, the world or made up of, yeah, main subject that we are talking about here is world. So Mary is a proper noun. Yes, it's correct. Thank you, Likit. And teacher taught us the lessons. Mhm. Teacher taught us the lessons. So what could be the common nouns here? What are all the common nouns here? Teacher, yes, it's a common noun. I can easily tell that. Yeah. Is there any other noun here? Thank you all of you who wish me good morning. Yeah. So as I said, there was a small announcement I have given you in the start of the class. The person who is interacting well, like the most interactive student, will be selected, and then at the end of the class, we'll announce the name, and then the management will be conducting a free mock interview for you students. Okay, each class at the end of the session, we'll announce the name. So please make it clear. Teacher taught us the lessons. The lessons will also be a common noun. Okay, so now I'm sure you're pretty sure with the differentiating of proper noun and the common noun, which is most confusing when we start a noun. Okay, so moving forward, we will also look into, we'll narrow down the categories, which is countable and countable and so and so. Okay, collective. Okay, so collective is an actually interesting category in a part of noun. So why do I say this? Because we have a lot of things to know newly in this collective noun. So every time that we come across a collective noun, we'll usually think that as a group of people. Okay, even a judge's team is also called as a group. Okay, school is also called as a group. Okay, so even a single word can also make a collective noun, or a word like this, school of fish, okay, panel of judges, can also make it a collective noun. So narrowing down, we'll also be looking into different types of collective nouns that are available. There are two types here. As you could see this example, the French army defeated the British, and you take this army is a noun, but they are speaking about all the people in the army. Okay, as a group they are describing. Okay, so this particular army is called as a collective noun. This is the first type. And moving down, as you could see, the question number 4, it's group of students, right? So here they are specifically describing a group of people. Okay, so this will be the second category of the collective noun. So that may be two different words which may confuse you. So what is a collective noun and all? So be sure of how to choose it. And please make it clear if they are specifying only a single person in the particular group, or they are entirely describing the group. Okay, we'll also have an example for this to better understand. And here you could easily identify the collective noun in the following sentences. And here I'm just going to use the highlighter because it's just a one noun exercise. All players in the team performed well. Okay, there are two different nouns as you could see, players in the team. Okay, they're talking about which subject, players. Okay, and in the team. So this could be two collective noun. Players, I think they are including 11 or 15 or 20, okay, different players in the team. And then take the second sentence, take this bundle of sticks. Okay, as you could see, bundle will be the collective noun. Okay, bundle of sticks. And moving forward to the third question, all the students in the class remained silent. Yes, all the students in the class. So as I said, collective noun need not always have the particular type, which is a group of, a school of fish, a panel of judges, need not always be in that category. It may also describe a group of people under a single word also. Here, if I'm telling students, that is also a group. Okay, and here you could see the very next sentence describes the group of students. Okay, group will be a collective noun. And then the chief guest was given a bouquet of flowers. Okay, flowers is the actual noun, but to be precise, a collective noun is something describing everyone included in a single particular sentence. Okay, so bouquet of flowers, group of so many flowers. Okay, so here a word of bouquet will be a collective noun to you. Okay, as you could see. So I have actually answered this exercise also, because moving forward I'll also give you an example like how to choose a collective noun and how far the verb has an impact with the collective noun. In some cases the verb will be singular to the noun, and in some cases the verb will be plural to the noun. Okay, and I'm sure I can also show you those examples. Moving forward, can you please answer me? So first why I have answered, to in order to give you an idea of how to actually choose the collective noun. Could you please help me out by answering 6 to 10? So let me see who is answering for the number 6 question. Good, 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 Monisha. Colony. Yes, because a colony of ants. Yes. Okay, good. And then, yeah. Question number 7, it's fleet of ships. You're just describing a ship, that is a noun, but you're categorizing a group of all the ships together into one word, which is fleet. There are so many interesting words for every kind of category. So suppose if I take fish, if I take students, if I take judges or experts, something. So for everything there is something called which is group. Okay, so for every different noun we name it a particular word to describe it as collective noun. So as you could see, uh, thank you Kruti, thank you Likit, thank you Maitri, thank you all. So grew of mangrove, which is mentioning the actual group. I'm so happy to hear from you all. Thanks for interacting, group. And as you said, I'll mark all the answers. The crew. Okay, and here, please make a change. It's not a troop, it's a choir of singers. Okay, choir of singers. And I can explain you this in the slide. I hope you could see this. Yeah. So now what we're going to do is, we have so much of collective nouns, and as I said, for these particular words, what would be the collective noun? What would be the relevant collective noun? As I said, for singers is, I'll answer the first one. For the singers, you should call choir of singers. Okay. So similarly, for dancers, you can just call it as troop of dancers. Okay. So likewise, do you have any idea of what we call it for judges, what we call it for fish, what we call it for crows and wolves, gods, thieves, lies? It is easy. So I think you can answer, and I'm ready to hear answers from you. Good. It's panel of judges, and it's the same for experts also. Okay. You can either call it panel of judges or panel of experts. Okay. So here I'll use as panel. That's correct. As you say, I can type in the answer. Yes, it's panel, correct. Thank you. And for fish, as I said, it's school of fish. Good. And here, crows. What would be the collective noun, and what is the collective noun for crows? Group of crows? No. Just think. If you already knew, you can answer. Otherwise, not a problem. I'll help you out. Good. Pack of wolves. That's correct. Thank you for answering the question. Thank you, Monisha. Thank you, Likit. Okay, so yeah, crows could be a little more complicated, as I said. It's murder of crows. Yes, it's different, but this is how we call collective noun. Okay, so collective group of crows, we call it as murder of crows. And as I said, it's the same collective noun for wolves. Chords, you would have actually come across this in probability, right? Like probability, I'm not sure you have already learned it or you're going to learn. Pack of chords, usually probability questions will come under chords, which is always pack of chords, pack of chords, pack of chords. Okay, so when we use wolves, cards, thieves, and even lies, pack of lies. Okay, pack will be the collective noun for these four categories. Okay, these are just few examples that I've got you, and yeah, there are still more collective nouns that you should be knowing. Just don't worry about all those collective nouns. It's not relevant to memorize all those things. You just show like common collective nouns that is asked for the examination. Okay, you just be sure of what those are. Okay, good. And then moving on to the next interesting part of the confusion categories in collective nouns. If you could answer these three, I'm sure you are done with um, collective nouns, and we are happily moving on to the next type of noun. Okay, so question number one I have for you is, please select the collective noun from here. It's a paste, flock, or oxygen. Good, it's a flock. Okay, that's correct. And moving on to the second question, can you please select the appropriate version? This is how the question format you can be facing in examinations or any other competitive examinations or in placement classes. Okay, so this is how the question format might be. You can because you would have heard about this particular joke, like teacher has taught us like how to identify this that and all, but actual question will be so complex, like there are 12 hens or there 24 eggs or there, and how would we actually put it up in a basket, like so many jokes you would have heard about this, like what actually teaches in the class is completely different, and it's more complex, not different, it's complex in the examination. So that's how it is. And after final year and after like the the moving on to the competitive examinations, like the questions will not be that easy to pick up the actual type of parts of speech. It will be in this manner, which is the committee is wearing different sports shirts from around the world. This is correct. Or the committee are wearing different sports shirts from around the world. Good, there are so many answering. And for the second one it's A, and for the third one it is B. The committee is wearing different sports. No, all of you are telling me 2A and 3B, right? Let me check. 3B is correct. Okay, the committee is happy with their decision. But looking on to the second question, all of you have given me A. The committee is wearing different sports shirts from around the world. They are, keep in mind, different sports shirts. Okay, shirts. So each and every person in the committee are wearing the same sports shirt, sorry, different sports shirts. Are you getting this? Are you getting my point? I think you got it. Okay, so many of you answered to A. I can understand it's a bit confusing, but the actual answer is the committee are wearing different sports shirts from around the world. These are kind of confusing collective nouns that I wanted to show you, because this is the next level question. Okay, the first answer and the third answer is completely correct, what is given by you, and thanks for answering for the second one. There is a quite different between A and B option. Okay, so read the sentence carefully. Wearing different sports shirts. Okay, if it's a single committee, yes, you can tell yes, but the single committee, all the members who is in the committee are wearing sports shirts. Okay, so that's why it is the committee or wearing will be correct. Are you clear with this? If you have any doubts, you can still ask. I'll highlight this maybe. So this will be the correct answer. And as you said, flock is correct. And as you said, the committee is happy with their decision is also correct. Okay, so the committee is happy with its decision. Can be little be a briefing. The committee is happy with their decision. Okay, so each and every person in the committee is involved, but while speaking, the decision that is taken by the committee, it's their decision. Okay, so I think you are clear with it. Okay, So now moving on to the next type, which is abstract. So as we have seen only three categories, which is proper noun, common noun, and collective noun. Please make sure that you have understood all these three types. If you have any doubts, you can ask me in the comments, like at the end of the class or during the middle. Yeah, sure. So moving on to the next interesting type, which is abstract noun. Abstract noun is something that you could only sense it. Okay, it's an emotion kind. Okay, you could only sense it. It's a way you feel, how you feel, and it can't be seen. Okay, it can't be seen or touched by the sense organs. Okay, this is how you can describe a abstract noun. It is just abstract. You cannot even count, you cannot even touch or see. Okay, so if you can take an example of this: quality, state, action. So these kind of goodness, honesty, childhood, death, movement, exhortation. Okay, so these kind of things will be categorized under abstract noun. Okay, yes, when we solve the exercise for this, you will be a bit more clear of how to identify the abstract noun. Concrete noun. Yes, as you could see in the name, it's a concrete word. Okay, it's a materialistic one, which is bottle, pen, okay, carriages, and here you could see used barks for their writings. So concrete is something which is materialistic. Okay, so moving on to exercise, you'll be a bit more clear while identifying. So I would want you to identify Harishchandra was famous for his truthfulness. Please identify if there is a concrete noun or if there is an abstract noun. Okay, leave about all those proper nouns and common nouns and all. We are just bifurcating the categories. Okay, here we'll just have a focus on concrete and abstract alone. Abstract, as I said, it's just a feeling, and concrete, it's the materialistic. Okay, so could you please answer me for the first one? Okay, then I can start with first two so that you can continue. Harishchandra was famous for his truthfulness. Yes, yes, of course. Okay, truthfulness will be abstract noun. Okay, and yes, if it is abstract noun, I'll highlight this with yellow. If it's concrete, I'll underline with blue. Okay, good. And moving on to the second one, the boys throw pebbles at the cattle. Okay, here, yes, pebbles will be concrete noun. Okay, so now we have done with my first two questions. So can you please move forward for the third to 10 to identify what is concrete and what is abstract noun? Good, good, Maitri. Truthfulness is abstract noun, yes. And moving on to the third one, his confessions are proved false. Good. Confession is abstract. Okay, if it is abstract, I'll just highlight with yellow. I'm sorry. Good. And moving on to the fourth one, the chair is comfortable for him to sit. Of course, chair is the materialistic one. Okay, you can touch the chair, you can sit on the chair, you can use. Okay, that's a materialistic. So it's concrete noun. Okay, and moving on to the fifth one, could anyone answer? Manoj uses a torchlight to walk during night. Good, good. Thank you, Kirtishri, Maitri. Thank you for your answers. Confessions will be a abstract noun. Good. And moving on to the fifth one. Yes, torchlight. It's a concrete one, as it's a materialistic. Our national flag is the epitome to unity. Yes, moving forward to the sixth one is the epitome to unity, and of course unity will be abstract noun. Okay, yeah, now I'm sure that you could relate it and then you can differentiate it. Okay, our national flag is the epitome to unity. Epitome is abstract, yes, unity is also abstract. Yes, the epitome to unity. And what about unity? Yes, unity is something that we could feel. Okay, it's an emotion, so it could be abstract noun. And it's your turn to answer from 7, 8, 9, 10. So let's have a quick look on 7. The man argued for his innocence. Of course, yes, innocence will be abstract. Friendship is blessing. Okay, so you could see the answers around here. Yeah, as I said, unity is abstract noun, and yes, we missed something. Knights is the abstract. Yeah, yes, thank you, Maitri. Innocence is the abstract. Knights is the abstract. And you could see the answer for the 8, 9, and 10 if it's confusing. Okay, friendship is blessing. So here you could see friendship is blessing. Though a blessing is actually completing the sentence, which is a noun as well. Okay, friendship and blessing is noun, is a verb. Okay, so here you could see, as they are not concrete, they should be abstract part of the sentence, which is just an emotion. Cigarette is the easiest way to death. Okay, so as you could see here, cigarette is a materialistic noun, which is concrete. Okay, he is found busy with his tools. So here you could see tools again, it's the concrete noun. And here, easiest way to death, that will be the abstract one. Okay, this is how you can have a clarity on abstract and concrete. So in a sentence, now I understood, now I can get a clear idea from you. When it comes to a sentence, there is a little bit confusion that may be arising, how to choose a noun. Okay, so moving forward, when we complete all these categories, we'll be making sure, and I can help you to identify nouns in common. Okay, when a passage is given, don't worry about all these types and all. This is just for your understanding, because when you are actually able to divide it a bit more carefully, you will be able to identify it as a noun as well when it comes to a passage. Okay, so that's why these exercises are given. So please have a look at it again. So I have underlined the materialistic noun, which is concrete noun, with blue, and I have highlighted those nouns which are abstract. Okay, so there may be one or more abstract. As I said, friendship is blessing in the same sentence. Okay, now I think you have got the entire idea of what is abstract, what is concrete. Moving forward to the next type, and I think this is the last category. Okay, countable and uncountable. So it's the name of the things, like from the name, from the very name, you can understand what is countable and what is uncountable. Okay, so if you could take a table, chair, which is again a materialistic, so don't get confused with the previous types. We will be getting a clear idea of it is a noun. Okay, that's almost enough. No need to worry about the types. The types are just to make sure it is a noun. Okay, so as I said, it's a countable noun and then uncountable noun. Uncountable is something that is milk, sand, even sand we can't count. Okay, the rice, all the liquid items. When we mention water, milk, oil. Okay, so these are when you tell the quantities, tons of oil, 2 packets of milk, it's countable. Okay, but when you specifically mention milk, when you specifically mention oil, it becomes uncountable. Okay, I hope you understood these. So when you say rice is the major food of Kerala, rice becomes uncountable, as I said. Okay, so countable can also be coming under concrete or collective noun. So let's look into the exercises for you to make sure what it is. Okay, so here you could see there is plenty of room on the back. So room here becomes uncountable. Okay, because there is plenty of room on the back. They are just mentioning the space. Okay, if it's a countable, like there are 5 rooms, 4 rooms, and this is my room. Okay, you're particularly mentioning only single room. Okay, so you can count that. When you're actually specifying something which is about the space occupied, that there is plenty of space on the back. Okay, so this becomes uncountable. Okay, yes. So next, here comes your time for interaction. Pick out the countable and uncountable nouns from the following sentences. And let me take a water break in this particular time when you actually try to solve all 10. Yeah. Yes, thank you for giving me a water break. Yeah, I'm sure you're ready with your answers. Yes, I could see many answers. Maitri, thank you. Kirtishri, Likit, thanks for participating. Yeah, so our team came off victorious. Here, as you said, team becomes countable. I can count members of the team. Yes, that's countable. The broken pieces or try to join together. So here, the pieces become, and I have never heard about the pieces. Yeah, the broken pieces or tried to join together. Let's don't assume the small like if you break a mirror, it's just breaking into 2, 3, 4, 5, and even 12, 13, 14. Yeah, it can be countable. Okay, the broken pieces are tried to join together, which is countable as well. Pieces, you're able to count number of pieces even though the number is like numbers have no ending, right? So but the broken pieces is like you are able to count the single piece that you left. Okay, so this can be categorized under countable. So as you said, there are 4 girls in the class. Yes, there are 2 countables, and you're all right, which is 4 girls, I'm sorry, and then class. Okay, 4 girls and class. There are 2 countables. Yes, thank you very much, Kruti, Maitri, Manoj Kumar, Monisha. I appreciate all of your countable. As you said, all of you are correct. Amount becomes uncountable. And then, yeah, here a cup becomes countable, and that's correct. He has learned the alphabet. So alphabet becomes countable again. Good. Kamala Das is good in poetry. Thank you, Manoj Kumar. Thank you, Kirti Shri, Maitri, Manoj Kumar. Again, yeah. Kamala Das is good in poetry. Poetry is something that, are you able to count? Poetry is something that actually, you say, it's a poem. Okay, it's not a single poem that he is mentioning. Kamala Das is good in poetry. It's something, the version, we should take it on. It's something that is abstract. Okay, so poetry you cannot count. It becomes uncountable. And 5 seeds, and from the number you could see it's countable. So seeds will be countable. Okay. And then moving on to the ninth, black soil is rich in fertility. I could see the answers now. Many have answered. I think good. Soil is uncountable. And as well, fertility. It's also a noun and it's uncountable. Okay. Fertility and soil, it's uncountable. Good, good. Good, all of you. I appreciate you all for your answers. And the last one, he drinks a glass of milk daily. As I said, a glass of milk daily. Okay, when it comes to a count, a glass one. Okay, so glass is countable. Okay, I can tell glass is countable, but milk is uncountable here. Am I clear to you now? When you take a glass, it's countable, but milk, to be precise, that becomes uncountable. And now I'm sure you got the actual clarity between countable and uncountable. Don't be more scared about like these types, or there are so many types, there are so many types of nouns, and how would I answer? No, don't need to panic, because we are just categorizing it for our understanding. Okay, but when it comes to the actual questions, you just need to select the nouns. Okay, on a whole, you just select the noun. Only if we see all those types and if we understand what are all the types and in what scenarios they occur, we'll be able to pick out the nouns. So for that particular purpose, I brought these examples. I hope you understood. Yes, good, Harshita. Good, good. And then happily moving on to, okay, so before that, I would want you to participate in another activity, which is, I hope this is visible to you. Let me see. Okay, so I have 15 sentences out here. I just want you to pick each noun. Okay, so what we are going to do is, we are just going to make it a bit more interesting. You just have to write a first letter of each noun. Okay, I'm sure we are done with all the types of. Okay, you don't need to divide the type of the noun. You just have to identify the noun in a sentence, as I told. But you make sure you mark the first letter of the each noun that you see in the sentence. Okay, so moving on to all 15 sentences, when you consecutively write all those letters, you will actually form a quotation, quotes, okay, told by a great famous American along with his name. Yeah, you will be able to form this quote, and along with this name you'll be able to do this. Okay, I hope this is interesting. Okay, I'll repeat it. You just have to write a first letter of each noun in all the 15 sentences. Okay, when you keep writing, you will get a quote at the last and then his name. Okay, so shall we move on? I'll start with the letter in order to help you. Wendy located her housekeeper. I got two letters from this sentence, which is Wendy is a noun, housekeeper is a noun. So I'll pick W and H. So starting of the quote will be WH. Okay, I hope you got it. Let's proceed. I hope this is interesting too. Let's give activity to your brain. So I hope, like, so many types we have seen, ma'am, it's just bit getting so much of information into our mind. Now just relax, and then we'll be giving some brain activity in this. Like, you can move on to find. Okay, pick the nouns letters and then form a quote along with its name, all the 15. There can be more than one noun, so please be clear of this. As I said, for the first sentence, W and H. You can proceed now. Let me see who has actually completing the quote along with his name. Let me see. I'm as excited as you to find answers from you. I will also work out side by side. Yeah. So once you finish writing it consecutively, please let me know in the comment section. When you get the answer, please let me know. Correctly, because only if you are able to choose the noun correctly in the sentence, the quotation will be formed along with its name. Okay, if only the entire sentence along with its name has been formed at the end, you are actually right in choosing all the nouns in the sentence. Okay, I think this can be a bit more challenging, like there are so many nouns in the sentence as well. Yeah, so if you could understand like what role it is placed in a sentence, you could get the idea of whether it is a noun or other parts of speech. Okay, but please be sure of don't take the pronoun along with it. Okay, if it is for the third sentence, her violin, violin is a noun. Okay, don't take her. Okay, count only we in it. Am I sure? Yeah, I hope I cleared your doubts. Her violin, don't take Hutch, because her is not a noun at all. Okay, violin is a noun, and you could take only the letter V. And similarly, for the sixth sentence, I can help you. After the rain, rain is a noun. As I said, you could take only the R letter in it, rain. Okay. After the rain, after is not actually the noun, it's a preposition. and I can tell you end of the afternoon. End will be the noun, afternoon will be the noun. So you could take E and A from it. Okay. And similarly for in the evening, don't take in. It's a preposition again. So you could take only evening as the noun. Okay. Good. Please don't include pronouns as the nouns. For your information, he, she, those are called her. Those are called pronouns, which will be heading afterwards, like after completing this puzzle. Yeah, I'm I'm just getting it, but could you please help me out in answering this? I'm sure all of you are working on it as well. Yeah. And getting the author name is actually, sorry, getting the famous American name is actually easy. Uh, it's a name known to all, and you could easily get that. And for your information, the author name, sorry, the famous American name starts from 11 and ends with 15. Yeah, 11 to 15. Till 10, you would get only a quote. Hope you're doing it correct. And you still have 2 minutes, which is the last 2 minutes for your time. So by 11:30 exactly, I'll reveal the answer. And if anybody is ready, please let me know. Good, Monisha, good. And I really appreciate you. Good. I have given the clue from 11 to 15, the famous American name resides. As I said, it's Abraham Lincoln. So, what about the code actually? So, can I get a Lincoln? I think you should look after the spelling Lincoln. Okay, and it's correct. Abraham Lincoln is correct. But what about the code? The code he described from 1 to 10. Okay, the quotation resides in the nouns from 1 to 10. Good. Abraham Lincoln is correct. Lincoln is correct. Yeah. Thank you, Harshita. Thank you, Monica, Monisha, and Maitri. Thank you. And what about the quote? I think it's 11:30. Did anyone get the quotation? Okay. Is anyone ready? It's 11:30. So your time is up. So the quotation will be, I'll be revealing the answer, but then I wanted to make sure if anyone is ready with the answer. So then I can move on. Okay, no problem. So I'm happy that you have the name of the famous American speaker, and Abraham Lincoln is completely correct. I cannot actually highlight here. I can explain you. Okay, the quote is whatever you got, whatever you are, be a good one. Okay, This is the famous quote by Abraham Lincoln. Whatever you are, be a good one. This is actual quote. I hope many of you are getting it, but then having slight issues in the middle. Okay, I can help you. So whatever, W, Wendy. Wendy is the noun here, and then to be more clear, housekeeper is the noun again. Okay, and then here when you see answers, okay, answers is the noun, test is the noun. So side by side, if while I'm saying, could you please check what are all the nouns that you have got? Otherwise, you can just correct the answers, okay, parallelly in your note. Okay, so Wendy, housekeeper will be the noun for the first one, and for the second one, answers, yes, it's a noun, test, electricity. Okay, answers, test, and electricity are the nouns in second line. And for the third one, as I said, violin and easel. Violin and easel, both are nouns. Okay, W H A T E V E. I got this. Okay, so for the third sentence, violin and easel are the noun. And for the fourth sentence, it's rabbit. Okay, their rabbit. You should actually call only the rabbit as a noun. That left the yard. And here, rabbit is a noun, yard is a noun, officer is also the noun. Okay, so could you get my point? Yeah. So now you could find the mistakes that you might have done while picking the noun. Okay, so this is how it is. And then coming to the fifth one, umbrella and Alabama. Okay, umbrella is also a noun, Alabama is also a noun. Moving to the sixth, group is a noun. Okay, group, only group. As you can see, that's a collective noun. Okay, and then for the ninth one, ostrich, orangutan. Okay, that's easy. And for the 10th one, doctor, orthodontist. Both the nouns of that. And neighbors are also noun. Doctor, orthodontist, and neighbors. Coming to the 11th one, evening is a noun, archery is a noun, boating is also a noun. And from 11, yes, you have got the answers and you have given me the answers. Abraham Lincoln, A, B, which is archery and boating. And for the 12th one, rash is a noun, allergy is a noun. So you could see there are so many different types. Not only the person is a noun, the things that we are talking about, here you could see rash and allergy. Okay, even those are called as nouns. Okay, rash, allergy. For the 13th, height is a noun, agility is a noun. And then match is the noun. Okay, the last one, Linda is a noun, infant is a noun, night is a noun. And coming to 15th one, yes, cotton. Okay, the garbage cotton. Garbage cotton. Okay, cotton is actual noun, but garbage is something which is describing about a cotton. So it's an adjective actually. Moving forward, you will understand what's an adjective, what's an adverb. Cotton is a noun here, and then oven, licorice, noodles, which is Lincoln, Abraham Lincoln. Yeah. Now I pretty sure that you have actually got the idea of what are all the nouns and how to pick up when it comes to a sentence, when it comes to a pool of sentences here. Like we actually faced a bit complex one, like how, whether I should include this as a noun or not. Yeah, but yeah, I agree to what all confusions that you have got. Even I have got the same confusions what you are solving now. Okay, you might be able to solve it again when you try it again. Okay, so be sure of picking the nouns relevant, only the subject and what are you talking about in a sentence will be called as nouns. Okay, so be sure of about these extraordinary like pronouns and then extras added to it. Okay, so don't get confused with that. I hope you're clear with that. And then please take this as activity because I think we are running out of time. Like we can move on to pronouns, but before this, I just wanted you to um, be clear of noun actually. Okay, because once you're very clear of noun, it's easy for you to move on to pronoun as well. Okay, so this is the next activity that please take a note of it. Like at least you can take a snap of it. Uh, I just wanted you to do a homework on it. Okay, like coming next week, you can give me the answers. Not a hurry. Okay, you just take a pic of it. I just wanted you to identify the number of nouns in this paragraph. Nouns. The number of nouns in this paragraph. Just a simple question. The number of nouns in this passage. Okay, please take a snap of it. Okay, so let's move on to the next type, which is pronoun. Okay, pronoun can be easily understandable, like whatever, like it's actually helping a noun. Okay, when noun can be replaced. Okay, because we are actually lazy to write a very long name or to describe about something in a passage. Okay, every time we are not that active to include that name all the time when we explain about that. Okay, so to help us, pronouns are introduced. Okay, to help our to pick our laziness out. Okay, so these pronouns are introduced. I can tell you what. So could you please explain about your college in 5 sentences? Okay, in just 5 sentences or just three. Okay, like let's take it short. Malnod College of Engineering has 7 different or 8 different branches of engineering. Malnod College of Engineering. So like when you are explaining every time, did you feel easy to say about or describe about your college? First line I can say Malnod College of Engineering has 8 to 9 different branches of engineering, and Malnad College of Engineering has got placement approaching in the very few next months. Now, every time that I describe about a noun, I'm not so comfortable with saying that name again and again. So what we can do is we can just replace instead of noun as pronouns. Okay, so these are all the pronouns that help us out to replace the nouns. Okay, whenever we talk about a noun, let's take for example Maitri, Harshita and Monisha, or Maitri, Harshita and Monisha have answered me for the previous puzzle that has been conducted, and again Maitri, Monisha and Maitri have answered correctly, which is Abraham Lincoln. Okay, so describe about them in the next line. I can just say they. Okay, I need not, because the reader is pretty clear about the very first line. Yes, you're talking about these people. You need not keep on telling them I'm talking about them, I'm talking about them. Okay, you just can replace these names with they. Okay, they have answered me, Abraham Lincoln. Yeah. Okay, as simple as that. These are just the replacement for the noun. To be specific, in order to clear the passage or in order to clear the questions, we should be sure of what type it is. Okay, so if you are understanding the types of pronouns, you will be able to crack the question. Okay, so you would have heard about these in the tenses. Yes, in the past classes. Yeah, you were like so much about the first person, second person and the third person. Yes, so first person, second person will be categorized under personal pronouns. Yeah. So taking this I, we, you, I have highlighted these like the personal pronouns are being highlighted in this. You could see that he, she, it, they. So all these we categorize under personal pronouns. Whenever it is about first person, second person or third person, only these three categories will come under this particular personal pronoun. Okay, I hope you got it. And then going on to the next type. What is the special uses of personal pronouns? We have an Alsatian dog. We call him Raju. She was the daughter of Mr. Tarakan. These are the certain examples. Okay, you're just including yourself and the other person too. When you're specifically talking about a person, first person, second person, or third person, whom you know very well. Okay, so these kind of pronouns will categorize under personal pronouns. So these are the key words for you. If you could please note down the personal pronoun heading and then just write first person, second person, third person. That's almost enough. So you have already had a clear idea of what is first, second, and third, and you could be understanding it better if it's personal pronoun. Yeah. So these are the usage categories that you could that you could see for the personal pronouns. So this is the usage category when it should be singular and when it should be plural. You could just take a note of it. Okay, so no need to worry about the other categories, which is possessive. That is also one of the type which we'll be looking into. Okay then. So just to make a simple understanding of personal pronouns, here you could just pick, we want to meet the principal today. Okay, here we is the personal pronoun. Okay, he came to see the match. You don't actually identify it as first person, second person, third person at all. You just have to tell if it's a pronoun or not, personal pronoun or not. Okay, they will be a personal pronoun again. And as I said, I asked you to write about your college, like you can tell in the next line as it. Okay, it. You can describe about something that is about the college, it. And when it comes to a dog or an animal, when you're actually sure of the gender, yes, you can use he, she. Yes, not always the animals take the pronoun it. When you're very sure about, or when you're actually sure about the gender, you can use he or she. Otherwise, in a common, you can just give a pronoun as it. I hope you got this. Yeah. And then the fifth one, she will be the personal pronoun. So I have just given a summary of what a pronoun can be. Okay, so this is how a pronoun first type can occur. The other types we'll be seeing it as an example, and then we'll be able to solve the questions. Good. The next type we are going to approach, possessive pronouns. Okay, possessive, from the word you could understand, yes, it's possessive. Okay, while reading the sentence you could understand, yes, this is his pen, this pen is his. Okay, you're just putting an object belonging to someone else. This is mine, that is ours. Okay, it's yours. You're putting a materialistic noun under something which is belonging to. I hope you got it. So these are the examples that you can have a look at it. Mine is red. Rahul's bicycle is black. Mine is red. Okay, so this is something you are talking about yourself, like it's belonging to me, it belongs to her. So it's just you're taking a belonging, taking a stand of that particular object. Okay, so in that case this is called as possessive pronoun. And you could have a look at the examples as well. The pen is mine. Okay, mine here will be a possessive pronoun. This book is yours. Yours will be a possessive pronoun. The shirt he wears is mine. Again, yeah, this belongs to me. You keep on telling this belongs to me. So that is called as possessive pronoun. So from the word you can actually understand. So these are all the words will be used. There are no other words other than these. So it's a pronoun that is very easy to actually categorize because there are very few keywords under each types. Okay, so you could have a note on it. That beautiful house is his. It's belonging. That sweet sound is hers. So these are the possessive pronouns out here. Okay, I hope you got it as well. Good. Moving on to the, it's yeah, reflexive. So reflexive and emphatic, I can give you an idea of what is the exact difference between reflexive and pronouns, reflexive and emphatic. So this may appear a bit complex to you, but still you could just take a keyword of it is a pronoun or not. Okay, don't get confused with all the types. Okay, so these are just for solving the problems, like solving the passage to identify if it's a pronoun. Okay, so coming back to reflexive and emphatic, there is one particular difference. So if I show you this particular side, you will able to understand, I think. Okay, so please have a look at it, which is reflexive and which is emphatic. So here, Radhika herself has done her homework. Okay, you are emphasizing on yourself, emphasizing. Okay, Radhika is emphasizing herself. This is done by me. She actually need to show the effort and the dedication that is putting on to the completing the homework. Okay, so this the emphatic emphasis process will come under emphatic pronouns. Okay, this is how Radhika herself has done her homework. Here herself will be emphatic pronoun, but Radhika has done her homework herself. Of course, both are giving you the similar meaning, but see where the pronoun is placed actually. Okay, so according to the location of the pronoun, the complete strength of the sentence varies here. Okay, so in the first sentence she is giving so much strength on emphasizing. Okay, Radhika has done her homework herself. Second sentence, she is not taking help from anyone else. Yes, but she did her herself. So it means that has done her homework without the help of others. Okay, I hope you got the exact difference. In the second case, the herself will be called as reflexive pronoun. Okay, hope you got it. So do you have any doubts on this? Choosing reflexive and emphatic? I hope you got it because these are the actual structure that you need to understand. Herself, themself, ourself, myself, all these come under these two categories. Okay, but narrowing down the differentiation between these two, the frequency of the sentence change here. In the first sentence, the frequency is a bit higher. Okay, the second sentence, you could see. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure that you got the difference. Good. So now moving on to looking at the examples, you would be able to find he looked himself on the mirror. It's a reflexive pronoun. They found themselves in great difficulty. He kept the secret to himself. Okay, these are all the reflexive pronouns. But you could see the emphatic. Policemen themselves sometimes break the traffic rules. They spoke to the president himself. Okay, soon after the noun, the pronoun comes. Okay, that is like emphasizing the particular noun. So soon after policemen themselves came. So this is called emphatic. This is the other clue that you're getting, whether it is reflexive or emphatic. Okay, but you don't need to bother about this. But please understand like how far the structure varies. Okay, good. And as I said, the previous example, this example, this is the same one. The president himself congratulated the winners. The president congratulated the winners himself. Okay, both are same. The president himself will be emphatic, yes. Okay, because the emphasizing noun is nearest to the pronoun. Here you could just like you could just pick out the pronouns. That's almost enough. I look myself, a president himself, and boys themselves. Here, these are some pronouns that you could see. And you could see ourselves. Yeah, this is emphasizing. Herself, yourself. So whenever if it's self, that's a pronoun which is emphatic or reflexive. Okay, that depends upon the location and the strength that is given by. I hope you got this. Good. And the demonstrative pronouns, it's easy actually to understand. This, that, these, those, there are only 4. Okay. When you are describing the object is located somewhere. Okay. You are describing that as this, that, these people, those people. Okay. So these 4 we categorize under demonstrative. Here you could see you are not mentioning which noun you're talking about, but you're just adding this, that, these, those. Okay, there are only 4, so this could be easy for you. That. Okay, you're just describing a noun and like you're not sure about like what it is, like you're demonstrating that, this, these, those. And coming to indefinite, it will be somebody, anybody, some. From the type you can understand, as I said for possessive, indefinite is something you're not sure about which person you're talking about. Okay, someone, anyone, somebody, anything. Okay, no one, another, few, some. Okay, so these words will come under indefinite pronouns. Hope you got it. Okay, so this is the actual category that you should look on. This is very important for you to be noticed because there is a subtle difference between a few and few, a little and little. Okay, so as you could see, a few and a little will give you a positive sense, which is a countable something. Whereas few and little will have a negative sense of the sentence. So as you can see the examples here, a few students answered well. Okay, few students answered well. You could realize the difference in these two sentences. Okay, so few students answered well, is that because the speaker is expecting still more, so that could have a negative impact on the sentence. When it's yeah, few students answered well, it's like countable. Yeah, I could count. I'm happy with the answers. Yeah, so this gives you an idea of differentiating between yeah and no yeah is used. Hope you got this. So the next type would be distributive. I'll quickly finish this example so that we'll see it brief in exercise in the next class. Okay, distributive pronoun is something which is only 3. It's either, neither, each. Okay, you're including everyone, including everybody. It's just a distributive. You're just including a group. Either, neither, also you're talking about the two specific, either this or that, neither this nor that. Okay, distributing among the two or distributing among the group. So this comes under, these side of words come under distributive pronouns. And in particular, you have these clue words. Good. So the next category, which is reciprocal, from the word, it's easy to understand. Yeah, there are only 2 words here, which is each other, one another. They are made for each other. Okay, you used to tell they are made for each other. So this each other is called as a reciprocal pronoun, which is it's as you could understand from the very word, it's one to one. Okay, so it's a reciprocal, one another. It's only between two person involved, and you're talking about them. Okay. Yes, so I hope you got the exact view of what are all the types of pronouns, and we are about to complete. Interrogative pronouns is easy actually. Who, whom, which, whose, what. These question types will come under interrogative pronouns. And the relative pronouns is actually what you should know while approaching the examination, which is that may be a confusion between interrogative and relative. Interrogative is something that you are asking a question to somebody and it ends with question mark. But relative is not like that. You are speaking about something. I saw a person whom I spoke to last week. Okay, you're just mentioning, you're just relating the particular noun with the previous activity. The book which I borrowed from you is lost. Which? This, although the same words are for relative and for interrogative, it's actually a sentence that makes the difference. Okay, so here you could whenever you talk about something and you're specifying with the previous activity, the aircraft that arrived a minute ago came from Delhi, that. Okay, so these are all the relations that you're making in concern with the previous activity. So here we call it as relative pronouns. So I saw a man who always keeps sleeps while walking. So you're speaking about a person whom, and my father gave me a watch that is made in. Now could you understand like what is a relative action that I'm making? Okay, so these will be categorized under the relative pronoun, and I'm sure we are done with the pronouns too, but the leftover part, which is exercises on solving. Only if are able to solve an exercise as we done for noun, we'll be bit more understanding and getting clarity on this, as I said. So moving on to the first question which I asked, do you remember? I hope we have completed nouns and pronouns. Pronouns exercises we will be like looking at the next class, because there are vast categories when it comes to noun, pronoun, and adverb. But the remaining categories are very simple. There are no types. Only these three things we will have to be looking in detail in order to understand, because these are the main roles given for the sentence. Okay, as I said, the as I asked for the first initial question I asked, which is pronunciation mistakes, that have you ever been laughed at? Maybe many of them will have answered, yes, I have faced this situation. People laugh at me at the way I pronounce. Yes, I have a solution for you. Elsa, speak. Okay, so this is an application for people who face pronunciation problems. So you could have you could download this and have a daily interaction with this particular AI developed application. It's free and it's available in the Play Store. I'm not marketing these. Like it's, I just thought of sharing it with you, like to improve the pronunciation on a daily basis. Okay, so yes, so that's what the information that I would like to give you. And as I said, you have taken a pic of the nouns, so we'll be sharing the next class. Thank you, all of you. And I have one more question for you. Uh, Kudane kai, yeah, Kudane kai. I think I'm typing it correct. Could you please tell me the English word for this? Okay, find this and we'll be sharing it in the next class. I I know this is the Kannada word, Kudane kai. So thank you all for being the wonderful audience, and then eat well, stay safe, and stay healthy. Have a happy weekend. Bye bye. Hello. Hi, Gagana. So I would like to ask if I have to tell the name now, or am I supposed to tell now? Yes, yes, yes. I was about to tell that name only. Yeah. Should I tell it to you? That's enough, right? Okay, okay. Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah, sure. Okay, yeah, yeah. Thank you.